Well, we have landed in France, into Marseille Airport. We are here with L'Artisan Parfumer for the launch of what I believe to be their summer fragrance. It's called Soleil de Provence. I'm wearing it right now. Bleary-eyed, we had a 3 AM wake up and a 4 AM car. We then arrived and there was an hour's delay on our flight, but thankfully we're here in good time and I had a lovely flight. I met so many people on the way, on the journey, and it's beautiful and sunny here. I'm yet to feel how cold it is because when we were flying in, it was snowy. It's not snowy here, but I'm worried that it's going to be colder than I imagined. So yeah, we're going to find out when we get outside and get into our car. We have arrived to our room. We're staying at the Eden Rose Hotel in Baume, Le Mimosa. And of course, our room is filled with the scent of the mimosa flower, which is obviously a huge, huge part and an integral part. And oh my gosh, I am so glad that I have a full size of this because I am making my way through the little tester that I was sent very, very quickly. This is the most beautiful summer fragrance, but still floral in a really, really elegant way. There's no sort of like, it doesn't feel too coconutty, which I think is something that really happens with summer fragrances. This is absolutely perfect, and this is just so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I can't believe. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. That is the big bunch of the mimosa flower that is here, and we are going to be learning all about them over the next day, so I'm really looking forward to this. Well, we had a slight mix-up and ended up in the wrong room. I don't know how we did that, but we were in the wrong room. But my luck is in because I've got, obviously, Mr. Millen Gordon with me. I have ended up with 2 bottles of Soleil de Provence, so that should see me through spring and summer perfectly. You're laughing because you think that I was going to let you keep it?
No, I never expected.
You know me so well. So, I could very well be asking for trouble, but I've changed into my skirt from Susanna London and a Willow Crossley and Brora cashmere jumper. I've actually got 3 layers of ultralight cashmere underneath and some shorts. But I could still be cold because it is very windy out there. Little birkin, big coat, ballet flats because we're going to be going and looking at the mimosa flower, but it honestly smells incredible in here. So I'm going to unbox the bottle because I have been scrimping by with my little perfume vial. And I like an application of fragrance to be generous. But if you remember, we came to France previously with L'Artisan Parfumer. I'll link the video in the description box down below. And it was for the launch of their Le Potager collection, which was very exciting. And basically we went and explored some of the most beautiful chateaus in the area. And we were basically given the most beautiful tours of their kitchen gardens. And I mean, these were like serious kitchen gardens, not like my little pathetic one. And it was such an experience, so much so that I completely burnt out at the end of it because I was so excited. It was so like overwhelming and exciting and wonderful, and it was all cram-packed into such a short space of time that I was like, at the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, but it was wonderful, truly wonderful experience. So this is the bottle, beautiful little yellow detailing, and I am going to apply.
Just a little smidging. You're doing an allergy.
So this is our beautiful hotel. I'm going to try as much as possible to vlog outside, but it is very windy today. However, the first thing that I noticed the first thing that I noticed when we pulled up was these lemon trees. I'm so sad about my lemon trees, and these have so many on. Oh, absolutely stunning. Oh my goodness, wow. Oh my goodness, it smells incredible. We've arrived to the mimosa greenhouses. It looks incredible. So we have arrived to the pépinières here in France, and we just had a talk from Julian, who owns this entire nursery, basically is what it's called. We're going to go outside now and learn a little bit more, but hopefully I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about the mimosa flower and how it's incorporated into the fragrance. We are now taking a walk around the gardens. We have just had a look at this species of mimosa, which is basically like a ground cover. They're also showing all of the different types of mimosa, because there's multiple different types of mimosa that you can grow, and how they've incorporated it into a hedge, because the mimosa plant is actually evergreen, which makes it a wonderful option, especially in places like England, although it can actually you can actually grow it, I think, down in like the sort of warmer areas of England, because it's hardy up until like -10. Well, who remembers when I said that I wanted to have tea parties in my greenhouse and people laughed at me? Well, now we're having influencer events in a greenhouse full of mimosa and beautiful cake. Oh my goodness, we're having tea and cake and sandwiches, all in honour of Soleil de Provence, which is very, very exciting. I cannot wait to try some of this. Well, I appear to have lost my husband, but we're about to head back to the hotel now for dinner. So we've basically learnt about all of the different species of mimosa, which is obviously a key ingredient into this fragrance. This fragrance basically encapsulates like the smell of sunshine, a little bit of citrus from lemon, and then the beautiful flower of mimosa, which is so delicate, but yet still, it's a very beautiful and light way to wear a floral fragrance. If you're thinking of maybe getting into fragrance, into more floral fragrances, it's definitely a great one to sort of like ease your way into it. I love floral fragrances, but I think this is a real sort of crowd pleaser. Easy to wear, but still have that sun creamy, like sunshine, summer element to it, which I love. We had a beautiful little afternoon tea as well that was so incredibly decorated, and I always find it so funny when I get to come to events that are actually taking place in a greenhouse, because I just always remember that people laughed at me. So it's lovely to be able to do it as part of like brand events and come to the nurseries here in France and get to see, because this place is actually pretty much almost devoted to mimosa and the flowers and the cultivation of them. And little did I know that mimosa came over from Australia, and actually it did really well here because the soils and the environment, well, not necessarily the temperatures all the time, but the soils are very, very similar to that of what they have in Australia. So it thrived, and in Australia mimosa is actually considered a weed, which is quite funny because it grows so prolifically. But we're heading back now. Don't know where we're going, but I'm going to go warm up, because as soon as that sun goes down at this time of year, it gets cold. I have found my husband. Hello. Well, hello. We have arrived back to the hotel just in time for a beautiful pink sunset. Still very windy, but beautiful, beautiful views. Right, we are now back at the room. We got so cold in the greenhouse. I can't show Mr. Millen Gordon because he's in his boxer shorts, but he's just come over. He's like, get in the bed. I'm like, okay. He's got the hairdryer. And he's gonna put it under the covers so that I'm nice and warm. Honestly, I just lucked out. I've got the best husband ever. Oh my God. This is it. This is what women hope for in marriage. Don't burn your blooming hairdryer out though, babe. Yeah, don't do that. Have you got two with you? Oh, I've got it on my toes. Oh dear. We created a little hot pocket under the duvet.
As if you've never done that before.
No, of course, I used to do that at university. We used to put hairdryers because we didn't turn our heating on. Literally, but that was what Mum came round and said the other day, when she was like, oh, I remember when you were at university and you used to sit in your puffer jacket in your hotel, in your uni halls.
And your husband's blowing your hairdryer under your quilt.
That's actually really warmed up my feet.
Yeah.
So I think I messaged my friend and I was like, how cold do you think it's going to be there? And so I bought like layers, but I didn't bring any like boots and socks. And I think maybe I've had a bit of an error there. But to be honest, I don't think we're going to be spending much more time in the cold at that time of day, because we had sort of like an afternoon tea in the greenhouse, which was so lovely. And I had some of the cake as well, which actually hasn't upset my tummy, which is good. Perhaps it was gluten-free, I don't know. But now we've got a couple of hours to kill, so I'm going to edit some pictures for my Instagram, and then I'm going to head down to dinner. The only thing that I want to do is be careful that I don't stay up too late, because this is, I was just talking about it with one of the girls that she was actually on the trip that we did with L'artisan a few months ago, like almost a year ago, and she was like, yeah, because in England you eat really early, don't you? I was like, yeah, we have dinner at like 5-6 o'clock, because we're in bed at like 9, and the dinner here it like starts at like 9 o'clock, and that's my bedtime. So yes, I may not be able to make it until 11, which is when they said we're going to head back to the hotel. So yeah, we'll just see how this goes. Such a grandma. I am at that stage where I'm so tired that I'm actually not making much of an effort, although I feel nice, so that's okay. But I've got a cashmere like wrap neck dress on, and a matching scarf, and my Emilia Wickstead coat. The main aim of the outfit is to stay warm, I think, because it's a late dinner and I know I'm going to get past my bedtime and start feeling extra cold and extra tired. Mr. Millen Gordon looks incredibly handsome.
I'm feeling fabulous, so we may as well talk about my outfit.
In your new linguid coat, isn't it? I love that coat so much. That was such an impulse purchase, but the best kind.
I think it's going to be a coat for life, as long as I can still fit in it.
Yeah.
I've got the Ralphie.
Oh, lovely.
Herringbone on.
Yeah, very nice.
We won't really go through my outfit, let's go.
Okay, we're going. A beautiful little library corner of the hotel. Oh, I love that old clock. This looks like a lovely little space to sit and read a book. We have travelled for about 45 minutes. And it looks like, I just thought for a moment then that we were going to be dining outside. Thank goodness we are not. It looks like we are heading in here. Wow. Oh my goodness. Is this the right way? Yes. Wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Hello. Oh my gosh, it's so nice and cozy in here. Wow. There's only one place I would have truffles, and that is in Provence. Good morning from the beautiful skies of France. It is very windy though. Oh my goodness. Better wrap up warm. Good morning from the two Pidgeys overlooking France. We're up, ready to head to Chateau de la Napole, and I'm very, very excited for this. We've got a private tour, so I'm going to show you my outfit. So I've tried to wrap up as much as possible today. I've got the sort of pink pleated dress. This is actually from Amazon, and I wanted to link this a few days ago, but it's no longer available. I'm gutted. It is so beautiful. I'll hopefully show you it later on, but I'm wrapped up so warm. I've got my cashmere Philo Sophie cardigan on. I've got a mulberry scarf, and I've got my Emilia Wickstead coat, Manolo Blahnik shoes and handbag with me. We are about to load into the cars to head to the chateau. So this evening we have an extra night here in France, and we are going to a new hotel and leaving the L'Artisan Parfumer team and heading to see our friends Lauren and her partner to enjoy dinner at La Petite Maison. So a little bit of a nice social stop, which we don't usually get to do. I'm very excited about this. But first we have lunch and a private tour of the chateau. So we're going to grab our bags, head downstairs and enjoy the rest of the day. We have arrived to Chateau de la Napole, and it is absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness. We are now inside Chateau de la Napole, and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at the detail in the restoration, and as you can see, so this was owned by Henry and Marie Cluse. They basically gave it more of a medieval feel when they took over this place. It was more of like a manor house mansion style, but they've added a lot of Gothic and medieval influence, and they were both artists, so there is a lot of sculptures and artwork around the place. But this is honestly so beautiful. You could just move in and live here now, and the views out of these windows is absolutely beautiful. It's a very choppy and windy day at sea, so I wouldn't want to be on the water, but here in the comfort of this beautiful chateau, I would absolutely love it. We are now in the ballroom, and I've got this room all to myself. Beautiful fabrics draped, and this is an absolutely vast room. And I was just speaking to the tour guide, and she was explaining that actually the heirs of Henry and Marie still live here and allow us in here, but it is an art foundation, so there is a lot of exhibitions and galleries and artists that come and show their work here. But just look at these views. What a spectacular place to be able to come and live and spend time here. Oh, incroyable. And the tour guide just told me that all of the artwork and the sculptures that you can see displayed here are by Henry Cluse. So very, very wonderful to still have all of his work exhibited here. We're now in the gardens, overlooking the sea, if you can hear me. We are currently learning how to make marble paper with Marianne, and she's just been mixing the colours. I think she mixes them with an oil which separates the colours, and it's all done by hand, and it's incredibly therapeutic to watch. Wow. It looks like Missoni. It's instantly dry, and then she removes the oil and sets it to dry for an hour.
That looks like you're just about to go and do karate. Rather than black belt, it's like black robe. Good luck. This is the tricky bit, really.
I want to do a green one.
Yes, sharp.
Green and blue.
Green and blue?
Like the one up there.
Oh, nice.
Like green and navy.
Yeah, nice.
So I can show you. Yeah. Well, tell me. Okay, that's enough.
And there we have it, the finished product. Not project. I mean, it was a bit of a project, wasn't it, getting that done? Maybe you wouldn't have done the pink?
I wouldn't have done the pink.
Yes.
I tried to do it really sparingly.
Yes.
I like the green and the yellow a little bit more.
Yes. El natural.
Yes. We we've just finished up the marble class. You can see everyone's creations behind. I feel like Ali won though. Look how beautiful Ali's is. It reminds me of like the water. Even like the water outside, it's so nice. But I think now we're gonna head for lunch, which is so sad because that was so therapeutic. But we're gonna wrap up warm, head to the restaurant, and that is our last stop before we head to our hotel to meet our friends.
Okay, we've just arrived for lunch. It's like a very lovely restaurant. Ooh, private dining. A couple of champagnes. Start as we mean to go on.
One of the things I have not stopped using this entire trip is my carry. This is what I use to ensure that my bag is not put on the floor.
Yeah, well, it is absolutely genius.
I know, isn't it?
I can't believe it's actually yours.
So it
Are you winding me up?
No, it's mine, babe. Yeah, it was sent to me, but I've got a couple of them, and basically.
Does that retract back then?
Yeah, hold on. So basically, I carry these around in my bag, and basically, this is what it looks like, and then the hook folds in, and you just pop it in your bag, like this.
And it's not that heavy?
I mean, it's not light. It has to be quite heavy because it has to be able to support it.
Yeah.
It's like a...
Yeah, I'd say it's, I mean, paperweight. Yeah.
It's not like heavy.
No. Try then, put your bag up.
Fold it down like this.
Just do it normally so we can get a speed. We want to work out how quick it is.
Oh, okay.
You know, when we're in the restaurant, we want to quickly hang our bag up. Wow. It actually looks smart as well.
Yeah, it's very cool. You can get like rose gold and gold. I just think it's fantastic.
I feel like every bag company's missing a trick by not having one of these with their branding on it.
Yes, all restaurants like just having them there for everyone. I think that these are like...
What's this brand?
It's called Carry.
Oh, amazing.
They should do a personalised one, I think. But yeah, I have a couple of them and I just throw them in my bags so that when I'm places like this and I want to put my bag, and it's good because it's like, it's attached, if you know what I mean. So it's good.
Brilliant.
This is the first course of our last meal, and I'm still on the gluten-free bread. And the with gluten option. We have just checked into our final hotel and we're looking a little bit bleary-eyed, but we finished up lunch and now we're off to meet my friend Lauren and her husband. We're going to Le Petit Maison for dinner and drinks. Well, first of all, we're going over to their hotel and we're just going to enjoy a wonderful relaxed evening here in Cannes, although it looks like we're in England. Save yourself! It's so windy! Good morning, everyone. I feel like I am the bleariest eyed person in the world at the moment, but we had such a good night last night. I was the world's worst vlogger because all it would have been the sound of me cackling at the camera, because that's basically all I do when we're with Lauren and her husband. We literally, like Ali and Lauren's husband, when they're together, it's just savage. I actually can't cope with how much they make me laugh. But we went to Le Petit Maison and it was a really lovely evening. We weren't actually back too late. I could have kept going, but I'm glad I didn't, because how I feel this morning is not the one. We're gonna go and head for breakfast with them now, just to say sort of goodbye and head home, basically. I thought I would show you my outfit though, because even though I'm wearing a very similar outfit to the one that I came in, I've added the addition of my TOWCESTER & Hicks made to measure little crop jacket. It's definitely approaching that time of year where crop jackets and high-waisted jeans are back in, and this is the most beautiful fabric. It's so gorgeous. It's got like a deep sort of burgundy in there, navy, brown, gold buttons. It's just so cute for throwing on with denim jeans like this. I've got a cashmere jumper underneath. This one is from Lily Silk, so a little bit different to the other one. And my usual white jeans, because they are just the best. So we're gonna head for breakfast now. I'm gonna wear my sunglasses to hide my bleary eyes and enjoy our last sort of morning here in France, which is lovely. Although next time I think we'd definitely go to Monaco instead of Cannes, because we've been to Cannes before and it's not hugely like our vibe. I think we want to go to Monaco and experience Monaco a little bit more, so we'll try and do that with Lauren and her husband. But yeah, anyway, let's head downstairs. Keep going, Lauren, keep going.
A clip.
Nice.
Just for context here, we're doing a what's in our bags, but Lauren's bag is essentially empty. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
It actually goes with the bag.
Yeah, it goes with the bag really nicely. Oh, I like this as well. I've got a sausage dog clip. I haven't actually arrived yet, but my friend got it for me.
I've got one lipstick.
A Celine scrunchie. You are just too much.
I have the cloche that doesn't go on the bag.
Why don't you put it on the bag?
I don't know.
A receipt?
A receipt for the Maybon Riviera.
You're so bougie, I love that. So this is Lauren's pile and this is my pile. Very hectic in comparison. 4 different types of lipstick, many different pens, 6 batteries, you know, just in case. Some,
now just envision what the side of the sink looks like at my house. It is chaotic.
Spoolie's my favourite.
Yes.
I think that was a real bag essential.
But to be fair, I did.
Isn't any old spoolie.
It's a spark. I don't actually know where this came from. I have no idea. That I was just as shocked as you are to see this in my bag, to be honest. But who was it that I did a what's in my bag off with once, and they had an emergency sausage in their bag?
A bit of food.
Emergency sausage.
I think that's sausage to eat.
A sauce, like a little chipolata. I like that. I do like that, but do you know what I want? I want like a, yeah, I like that, because in fact I don't even have mine with me, because you looked really pretty last night when you just pulled your hair back. I could never do that. Like, you just pulled your hair back. No, I can't. I just put that as if I'm going to take it. But anyway, this is what I got. So yeah, Lauren put me to shame there. We are just waiting for Lauren and her husband because they're going to drive us to the airport. We're sat in the Martinez, and both Lauren and I did some shopping in Ralph Lauren, and I got myself a lovely shirt dress which I'm going to have to put into my bag. We've got little Beignet here, Lord Beignet. Happy yum. Oh, you kissed the snoot. Good boy. Good boy. So well behaved. Good morning, everyone. I am home, and it has been a fair few days since I got back from my trip. I definitely learned from my last trip that I needed to give myself a little bit of time to decompress and just get my bearings again, catch up on sleep, and come back fighting fit. I feel like I learn lessons about myself every time I do something still at the grand age of 34. But yes, it was such an amazing trip, and it was so wonderful to reunite with the L'Artisan Parfumeur team again and to experience this fragrance, because it was really funny actually. They sent me this wonderful sort of it was like a fake book, and in the book there was a selection of fragrances, and I picked each fragrance up and I thought, oh gosh, that's lovely, oh gosh, that's lovely. And then I got to Soleil de Provence and I smelt it and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my one, that's my fragrance, that's the one. And I didn't know that we were going to be going on the trip for that fragrance at that time. This had arrived before the invitation had arrived, basically. And so I was just wearing this fragrance and loving this fragrance, and realizing then later down the line that we're going on the trip for this particular fragrance. So it was very, very exciting for me, and I really just wanted to immerse myself in the trip and try everything. The only thing I had to do was be careful with my bedtimes. And actually I was a lot better this time. I stuck to eating gluten-free, and I stuck to trying to get as much sleep as possible. Unfortunately, I was still ill. The whole time I was there, I was still ill. So I'm definitely thinking that I'm going to do a little bit more digging into sorting out any tummy issues that I'm having, because at the moment, I just don't know what's going on. It's definitely, if I'm like stressed or I'm going through a rough time, it is reflected in my tummy. Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe I don't know what it is, to be honest, but I'm gonna have a look into it. And obviously I've been nourishing my body since I've got back. I have been making sure that I'm putting lots of goodness in and eating lots of veg and fruit and drinking lots of water, and I can definitely feel my energy levels coming back up. And I've been doing my PT and dog walks and spending time outside. I actually haven't gone outside today, and so I think later on this evening I'm probably going to take the dogs for a walk. But what I wanted to do was show you what I bought, because basically on the last day we went and had breakfast with Lauren and her husband, and I think one of the last few clips or something is us having been shopping, and I wanted to show you what I got, but also just say what a wonderful time we had. It's just so lovely to go and see them, and it's really nice because they live really far away, so whenever we get to see them we're like, oh my gosh. And it's just any excuse we kind of reunite and meet up in that capacity. And then they were so sweet. They dropped us at the airport. Even though we had a car, we were able to sort of cancel the car. They were like, no, we'll drop you at the airport because it's on our way back to Monaco. And it was just so lovely, and we were all like bundled in the bag with beignet, and it was just, oh, so nice. So we had the loveliest end to the trip as well. We felt very, very lucky to be able to do that and just spend the last day with friends and just finish it off in that capacity, because, you know, we could have just gone home and it would have been so wonderful, but the fact that we were able to then tack that onto the end was just a little sort of cherry on the top, I guess. I am wearing the fragrance today. I'm going to pop a link in the description box down below, because it's one of those fragrances that you can't necessarily buy in lots of different places. Like if you were to say go to the perfume hall in Harrods, you definitely, like, I think you can get L'Artisan Parfumeur there, I'm not sure, but you do have to buy it online. What I would say is they're really, I think, quite unique in their approach, and this video isn't sponsored, by the way. I'm just doing this video because I enjoy taking you along with me, and I love the fragrances. But if you buy the fragrance, what they do is they send you a tester with it first, so that you don't crack open the bottle, use the fragrance and not like it, and then be stuck with it. So you can actually try the fragrance before you actually open the bottle. So if you're sort of umming and ahhing about it and not sure whether it's for you, I mean, personally, if you like a lot of the fragrances that I like, so if you liked High Growth Bouquet by Penhaligon's, that more delicate, elegant floral fragrance, I think you'll probably like this. It's completely different to anything that I've got in my fragrance collection, and it was why I kind of scooped it up quite quickly and was like, this is my sort of pre-spring, spring fragrance that I love. So anyway, if you wanted to try it, they do have that way that you can try it, which is lovely. They also do lots of discovery kits as well, if you wanted to discover more from the brand. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I picked up in Ralph Lauren, and this is a weird one because I feel like this was a no-brainer, and I'd seen this online loads. It was only when we went into the Ralph Lauren on Cannes High Street, like Cannes has a high street, but it was like on the seafront. There was a lovely lady that helped us in there, and I kind of picked it up and I was like, do you know what? This is a very me dress that I'll probably wear in spring, summer once it warms up. I don't have the bag because obviously I decanted it, but I do have it still in the wrapping paper, and you can probably see what it is. I love these kind of classic Ralph Lauren shirt dresses. I've got a lighter blue striped dress, but it was the volume in the skirt for me with this one. I wish it went to the floor, I wish it went to my ankles, but this is a great one just for everyday wear. You can obviously stick a lovely jumper over your shoulders. I would probably go for like a caramel coloured or an ivory. I've obviously got the cardigan from Ralph Lauren as well. It's beautiful fabric, and actually it wasn't hugely, it wasn't a splurge piece. This is one from their Polo label, so it is a more affordable piece in terms of Ralph Lauren, but I actually think this looked like nothing else really tickled my fancy other than this. And like I said, you can't probably see. I will actually just quickly try this on and show you. It's got a lot of movement in the dress as well, and it's got the beautiful tie waist. Obviously, I'd probably swap that out for the most part and pop a tan belt with it. Roll the sleeves up, pop the collar, that kind of vibe. Very, very good for spring, summer, and that slightly more old time aesthetic, which I really, really like. So I'm going to pop it on and show you it because I need to get into the habit of actually showing you things on when I buy them there and then. So yeah. Okay, this is the dress on. I always like to show you this kind of before, because I feel like sometimes I come on and I've styled an outfit up and people are like, oh, it's never going to look like that on me. But I also think it's really important to like show the styling process so that you guys get a feel for expectation of when you pull something out. So I've obviously steamed this as well. Steaming something is always so important. It's probably one of my biggest things. Like before you put something on, just steam it, because it feels very, very different once something is steamed. So second of all, I always find a cinched in waist is my best friend. Obviously this comes with a waist belt, so that's always a good place to start if you like maybe don't have a belt that you would use. This always just looks lovely. I also find that it's really helpful to use the belt that comes with the dress if you don't have a belt to match your accessories. That's also really, really helpful. So instantly that just changes the shape. Obviously this has a beautiful rigid collar, which I love, and you can kind of pop it as well like that to give it a preppy look. Then the sleeves, for me, I always find that things, if I have sleeves like this, it makes me feel quite boxy. I always have to zhuzh a sleeve because I think that it just draws the eye a little bit better, personally. I mean, that's just me though. So I just kind of roll them up, and with a shirt like this, you don't want it to be too crisp. Like, you want to steam it crisply, but these things can be quite relaxed. You want that juxtaposition of feelings. You don't want it to look too prim and perfect. So that is that. In spring, summertime, I probably won't be wearing a vest, so I'd probably, you know, bring it open a little bit more, but because I've got my little vest on, I need to close it. So that is that. Then I would usually go in with some kind of flat shoe. Personally, I really like ballet flats in spring, summertime. I realised that they became trendy again last season, but for me, I feel really nice in them. I feel like they look really elegant. Let me just drop you down so you can see the whole thing. I think they look really elegant whilst also being super comfortable. Obviously, you can also go for an Aran, which I think works really well. My Arans are absolutely battered, just how I like them. You can go for a Aran. I'd probably say in high summer, this is when I would likely go for an Aran sandal. You can also go for a kitten heel, or you could go for a Loro Piana summer walk. Now these I find are different to normal flats. These have a very, very casual feel for me, and they almost feel a bit masculine. So I've still not worn these in the way that I hoped to wear. I've got to also use a shoe pull. You have to let me know what you think of these actually, because I love this colour. When I found the this leather tan version, it is the perfect colour to go with like the gold from Hermes. But I'm not sure if it's me. I feel like it does my legs no favours. And I feel like they make my calves look quite chunky. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But for the sake of it being almost spring, I'm going to stick with my ballet flats for now because they make me happy. I literally search every day for more tan ballet flats because I'm so worried that these are looking a little bit scruffkins. So yeah, that like that. Now, I can probably go for, I really like pairing warmer tones with blues and whites, hence why I go for the tan colours. I wouldn't necessarily put like a blue bag or something like that with this outfit personally. I like to warm things up. These are cool colours. I like a bit of warmth and that richness as well. So I'd probably go for this, but I do have the ivory with the blue, which could also go over the shoulders. So that's that. Oh, let me just try it with the ivory, to be fair. Little styling section at the end here. So this is the other option, which I actually wore in an Instagram post. And I love it. It's such a great cardigan. I actually got this one from Bicester Village. You can pick up things like this dress in Bicester Village as well, but at the moment it's sort of mainline, I think. So you've got that other option as well. This for me is like proper high summer. And again, you can just rich things up with your accessories if the jumper is this one. So you have to let me know which one you prefer. I think for now, I'm gonna go with the richer one because I've styled something like this before. And I love the way this just fits perfectly. I don't even think I would wear this jumper. Like this jumper is purely for shoulder purposes, like so. And perhaps we can like swap out the belt and just see it without as well. Oh, I've gone blurry. Just for the sake of styling. And obviously you know that I wear pretty much the same accessories year on, year out these days. This is the Kelly belt, which I've got in gold as well. But I also have the CDC, which is more of a statement belt. Just tuck the little belt loops in. I feel like this changes things up a little bit. If I was going for the cream jumper, this would work really well as well because it would add that contrast. I love the skirt on this, and just for reference, yes, it does have pockets. And then of course, I would go for a gold bag like this. I just think the gold bag makes all of the difference and just does this pocket even work? No. Oh, the pockets are sewn shut. Interesting. I didn't realise that they did that on dresses. I'll need to unpick those. But I've got these navy and black and ivory twillies on the handles, which work really well. But yeah, this is just kind of how I would probably style it up. The other thing that you can do is obviously pop a Ralph Lauren jumper over the top and like tuck the collar in, or pop the collar out the top, pop the sleeves out, and then belt it so that it feels like an extra layer to the dress. That's another thing that you could do as well. But for a dress like this, I just think you get so much wear out of it in the summer. It's so easy to throw on, and I always find that shirt dresses, I always say this, but shirt dresses are just my jam. I feel so put together, but also still feminine, and I feel, I don't know, like, it just feels very me. Oh, and then perfume, of course. Perfume. And of course, what better fragrance than L'Artisan Parfumeur Soleil de Provence. This is the perfect option for this outfit because it just says we're moving into spring, basically. So yes, that is how I style up my purchase from France. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Obviously you can put a blazer on if you want as well. There's so many different options. I just thought I'd show you a couple and how I would style it. I think this retails for about 200 to 250 pounds, the shirt. Obviously my accessories are a lot more, but the cost per wear on my accessories nowadays is like minimal, because I genuinely, like, if you want to follow someone that wears their clothes, like actually wears them, I'm your girl. Because you will see the same stuff over and over and over again, which is important to me. So yeah, I've spent a lot of money on these accessories, but they get the wear, and it's why I obviously sold so much of my other stuff. But also, I really hope that you enjoyed coming on this trip with me as well. One of the things that you'll remember that I did, like this time last year, I had a really big change on my Instagram account, and all of the stuff that I was kind of putting out, I felt like I had changed, and I just wanted to do things that really set like my heart on fire. And I use that saying quite a lot, but I wanted to do things not because I should be doing them in the eyes of like the industry, like going to the events that I should be going to. I wanted to go to the events that I wanted to go to because I feel like I'm in such synergy with you guys that when I really, really enjoy something, you guys enjoy it too. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this is one of the references that I always use when I'm speaking to people. It's like, I know when I'm excited about something, I know that you guys are going to be excited about it too. And there are times when I've been on trips and I get it, where it's felt like everyone's in the same place. And not so much anymore. I feel like things have changed a little bit over, like, past COVID, and the cultures that we had before COVID maybe aren't the same. But I got that at the time. I was like, oh my God, we're literally like scrambling to post our videos first because we're all doing the same things. And I really wanted to try to remove that element so that I was almost like a break in your feed of the things that you were always seeing, like the normal things that you were seeing, and you were getting, you know, do you know what? I don't want to see another person on that trip, or I've already seen that trip, I want to see something different. And so for me, in this instance, it's so wonderful. Like all of the other creators were not UK based that we were away with. And I feel like that's really helpful to me, because it's like, I get to tell this story, show you what we're doing, and it's a very unique thing, and that's something that I really, really want to do more of on my channel. I don't want to just be clambering to showcase something before anybody else. I want to be clambering to show you something that is, you know, I think that this is an incredible fragrance, and I want to tell the story of that whilst also taking you along with me. I probably overthink these things a lot, and you're probably like, Lydia, just shut up and tell us what the fragrance smells like. But at the same time, I obviously take it really seriously. I've been doing this a long time, and I constantly ask myself, you know, how is this beneficial for you? Even down to when I'm showing you all the Hermes stuff. Like I'm trying to show you things in a way that is beneficial for you, i.e. showing if one day that you'll want them, or if you've already got them. And this is the thing that I always have to remember, there's a huge portion of my audience that own much bigger Hermes bag collections than I do. And so when I talk to people, I have to also be, you know, mindful of the fact that people are like, Lydia, I've had an Hermes bag since I was 6 years old. Like, stop talking to me like I don't have them. And so, but what I do try and do is just show you the things that, why I think that this is an amazing brand, what it is that I love about it, and also show you something fresh and new that isn't necessarily consuming all of your feed. I do try to be as considered as possible, and I try to have a fresh hat on every day. Like, am I being informative? Am I showing you things that are worthwhile? I won't always get it right. Some of my videos I look back and I'm like, this is so boring, but I do my best. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoy it as well. Let me know in the comments if just you enjoyed this type of video and seeing things that are a little bit different. I will link everything that I featured in the video in the description box down below. Any of the things that we did, the places that we went, anything like that, I'll try and get as much information in there as possible. But yeah, thank you so much for coming with me on this trip as well, and on to the next one, I guess. But I'm gonna need a few days to recoup afterwards. It's so interesting, isn't it? Like, I've learned so much about myself, and I put this on social media the other day in that, like, I just used to jump from place to place to place to place to place all the time. And I honestly don't know how I did that. Maybe it's because I'm older now. I'm sure that's probably a huge part of it. You know, I've been doing this since I was like 23, 24, and I'm now 34. And it's very important to listen to your body and not just, you know, constantly think, I need to be doing more, I need to be doing more. And I did beat myself up when I was on the sofa, and I was like, oh, you know, Lydia, you should be doing more, you should be trying hard, you should be up filming TikToks, you've been out of the office all week, come on. But I didn't do it, mainly because my body was like, But I allowed myself to have the weekend to just chill, because I didn't even, you know, I got back and I had to go to meetings the next day, and I had a really, really important meeting the following day. And it was like 3 hours long, and I get very tired and emotional, and we were like talking about things that were very like emotional to me. And usually I'd be fine in those situations, but on this occasion I just kind of started crying. And it's embarrassing for me to cry in a meeting, but that's literally my body telling me, Lydia, you should be resting, you shouldn't be running at 100 miles an hour, like getting home at 7, 8 p.m, being up at 6 a.m. It's probably too much. And people will be thinking, shut up, Lydia, like there are people that work so much harder than you. Honestly, like, everyone is different, and I don't have to justify myself, shut up, Lydia. I'm always in awe of anyone that does, like, you know, actual hard jobs, because it's, for me, I know that I'm like a quiet soul. I'm someone that's like quite solitary and very just like, I take a lot of time. I need to decompress from a lot of things. Even if it's just someone firing a lot of questions at me, I'm like, give me a minute. And so I'm learning these things about myself, where I just need to be like quiet for a period of time and
not beat myself up. I'm gonna get better at the beating myself up part. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you enjoyed the little styling thing as well, because I feel like that's a lot more helpful. But sometimes I'm in a rush and I'm like, I haven't even tried this on, but hopefully this was helpful. But yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, and enjoy.